Lots of stuff happened today. Again, this is exciting moments as we continue to build this back, as we continue to do stuff. It's been really cool. There we go with the reallys again, to see stuff come together. As it's close to the end of the day and they're still working, I'm going to try to narrate here some of the footage I shot earlier and show it as I narrate it here. So we'll see if we can do this and it to come out correctly. So today was a couple of big things. We started the day with Google Fiber. We got our Google Fiber installed and going, so that's pretty cool. That wasn't a big deal. Then the plumbers showed up and started doing the plumbing, started digging out the trench and started filling that with their pipe. We'll show a little bit more of that later. We also were working on a couple of things from a cutting standpoint. Our friends over at KC Coring, I forgot to shout out to them yesterday. They did the cutting of the floor. They came back today for two main projects, which worked themselves into three. The first project here, we see that we had some bricks that were kind of jagged at the top of this opening. There was an opening here, and I'm not exactly sure what happened at the top here where the bricks were real jagged. But these bricks were jagged, and I didn't really know exactly what to do with them. At one point, I was thinking of just leaving them as just an interest thing, something that we could refer to as semi-original. But then I realized we're going to frame out this opening, probably put some glass in here, and I thought that would just be hard to work around, so I had them cut it off. So here we see them cutting it off with a hydraulic-powered concrete or cement or stone chainsaw. I've never heard of that, never seen that before, but they went up both sides here, and with that chainsaw just cut off the ends of those bricks to make it even with the bricks down below. So he went on both sides here, and then now you can see the finished product here on one side where the bricks are even and smooth. Well, not smooth, but certainly even all the way up. And then over here on the other side, it's the same thing. It's even all the way up, whereas before it was jagged. So I think KC Coring did a great job of doing that. So really excited for the work that they were able to do and happy with the end result of that. And that'll be a lot easier to frame out and look better too, I'm sure. So it was a good choice. The second thing we had them do was we had this raised area that we talked about in previous videos where certainly somebody previously, since we have a slope floor, this area was flattened, raised and flattened, so they must have had some sort of equipment that required a flat space. Well, I talked to our floor people, the people who are going to grind and polish the floors, and they're like, yeah, whatever you can do to lower that would be fantastic. So I got KC Coring out, and they cut it here with a large hydraulic powered circular saw. So they got down here and they just took it kind of a row at a time and just kept on sawing. So they ended up doing a little more with the circular saw, and then they used a jackhammer as well to just cut down a little bit of the top. This will just help the floor guys to come in when they grind and polish. This area will already be semi-close to level with the rest of the floor, so they won't have to do as much later on. I just thought KC Coring would know how to do that a little better and just be able to prepare that for the guys coming in. Also, the plumbers discovered that they needed a couple of floor drains cut out, and so since KC Coring was here already, they had them cut out the spaces, or at least score the places where we're going to put floor drains. So they used the handsaw again here rather than the big saw that they used yesterday to cut out some squares for where we're going to have the floor drains. So that was fun. So it was a good thing they were here, and we figured that out today so that we could have them already do that while they were here. So here's the finished product today. of where we are with the plumbing. Some of the pipe is laid in gravel from the sinks in the break rooms and moving down towards the bathroom. And then they were still scoring the floor drains when I shot this video. And so they'll probably tie all this together tomorrow and get this all finished and ready to go so that we can get it inspected, and then we can pour the cap over all of this. Yeah, so that's what we got going on today. Sorry, probably a little longer video, more information than you wanted to see. And I almost stepped in a hole up here. On a side note, I have a couple of side notes. First of all, a shout out to my former administrative assistant, Debbie, whose birthday is today. Don't know if I'll get this edited today, so maybe it'll be a late shout out to her, but she said she's been watching these videos and wanted to just say happy birthday to Debbie. She's a great human being, and I loved having her work with me back in the day when I was doing school IT stuff. So that's great. The second thing is I have some poor eyesight due to cataracts and a detached retina that's given me some problems. And so today I was hammering, and I don't know if you can see here, but I just pretty well smashed my finger, which was very exciting, especially when I noticed blood dripping from it a little bit after I smashed it. So I'm sure that's going to feel really good later on tonight, and maybe tomorrow, and be black and blue. But that's just some of what happens in the trades. So I was talking to the plumber as he was working on our plumbing, and I said, "Are you absolutely sure?" Because where he's putting this stuff is, it's setting where the walls are and where the fixtures are going to be. So I said, "Are you absolutely sure?" His response, "I'm absolutely sure, but sometimes completely wrong at the same time." That's your word. That's the final word for this evening. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.